Hello, welcome to another episode of In the Trenches with Gang Green. I'm your host, Bubbs. Today is Thursday, August 1st. This is episode 342 of the In the Trenches with Gang Green podcast. I thank you, as always, for joining me. We've got some breaking news in the world of the New York Jets as running back Tarik Cohen has announced he will retire from the NFL. A little bit of a surprise here if you're a New York Jets fan. This was a guy that has looked good so far during camp, trying to get his career back on track after many unfortunate and serious injuries that he suffered over the last couple seasons, causing him to be sidelined since 2020, has now retired. So we will react to this news, give you my thoughts, and all of that here in the episode. Now, before we begin, let me tell you about our podcast partners, starting with our friends over at SeatGeek. SeatGeek is an app that delivers tickets and puts it into one place from all over the internet to make it easier for you, the buyer. What makes SeatGeek so great is they rate each ticket on a scale from 0 to 10, so you know if you're getting a good deal or not on your ticket. Use promo code, my viewers, when you use promo code Bubs on Sports for $20 off. Use it at checkout. You'll get $20 off your purchase. Click the link in the description down below to download the SeatGeek app. Use promo code Bubs on Sports for $20 off your purchase. And this is anything. This isn't just football. This isn't just sports. Plays, concerts, shows. If you can buy a ticket for an event, SeatGeek has it. Promo code Bubs on Sports for $20 off your purchase. Also, our friends over at Huga House. You want to get the hat Aaron Rodgers is wearing, any of the hats that he's wearing, or even Shane Gillis, Shohei Ohtani, Tyler Conklin, myself. You see me rocking my Huga House hat all the time here on the show. If you want to get any of their vintage-inspired hats, use promo code BUBS for 15% off any purchase and get yourself some Huga House swag. So here is the breaking news today. We'll throw it up on the screen here for the YouTube audience from Adam Schefter. Says sources, former Bears running back who was attempting to come back from assorted knee injuries throughout his NFL career informed the Jets today that he is retiring from football effective immediately. At his peak, Cohen was one of the NFL's most explosive players. This comes by a little bit of a surprise, and I will start with this. And we'll be quick with this, of course. Just a couple thoughts I have on this and what it means for the Jets and specifically the running back competition moving forward, because this does open up the door for Izzy to now have a more realistic chance of making the team. Even a guy like Xavier Valade, who were the other two guys that seemed like competing for that final fourth running back spot behind your three-headed monster of Breece Allen and Isaiah Davis. Very unfortunate for Tarik Cohen. This was a guy that career story is very unfortunate and kind of sad. You know, a guy that was drafted in 2017, was a fourth-round pick, 119th overall of the Chicago Bears. In his first 4 seasons, showed a lot of promise. Was a really solid receiving back out of the backfield, was a really solid back just as a typical rusher, and was a really, really good returner, and was actually an all-pro. And really showed himself as Adam Schefter said in that tweet, and as many NFL fans know, one of the more under the radar and explosive backs. This guy had a legitimate ability to get to the second level and reach another gear and make guys miss and show off his explosiveness and really just put together some really, really nice plays during his 851 games he played in Chicago. He tallied 264 carries for 1,101 yards and 5 touchdowns. And from a returnings perspective, he tallied 1,613 total return yards in his career and 1 touchdown on a punt return. To combine those two, he had 985 of those 1,613 yards came from a punt returning perspective, and the other came from 628 yards off of kickoff. So this was a guy that was really one of the more under the radar players in the NFL, and it's so unfortunate to see his career take the turn it has from a Pro Bowler and an All-Pro in 2018 to all the injuries that he has suffered. He suffered 2 major injuries. Of course, the knee injuries have really slowed him down, and he hasn't played a game since week 3 of 2020, and he has tried to make a comeback. He joined the Jets here during, the OTAs period, the offseason stuff, and then, of course, as well, here in camp. And I thought he looked really good. I thought he looked quick. I thought he looked strong. I thought he looked healthy. I really thought, and I wrote an article on this just yesterday, really, that I thought Tarik Cohen had the inside track, kind of had an inside lane on making this roster. I thought he's looked better than Izzy, and I feel like he's looked better than Valladay. And I also feel not only so much as he looked better than those guys at times, it's not even really that. I shouldn't even say that because I think Izzy and Valladay has had their moments throughout camp so far. They've both had a couple nice runs, a couple nice chances that they've made from their opportunities. It's not even that. It's just what he was able to do from a kick and punt returning perspective. I think the Jets would have really utilized that. I think that's why the Jets brought him in the first place, to be a special teams threat with this new kickoff rule, which will be really interesting to see how every NFL team goes about it and handles it. But just very unfortunate, definitely surprising because it seemed like I don't really think this is, I think this is 100% Tarik Cohen. I don't really think this is, I think this is just Cohen just maybe not having, just doesn't feel like, he wants to play anymore, or just doesn't feel like this is the right thing for him to be doing. And you wish him nothing but the best in retirement. And hopefully he makes the right decision and whatever he decides to do moving forward, you wish him nothing but the best. Really unfortunate, a guy that's 29 years old that had all this talent has to retire. But I don't really think this was like the Jets side of things where Cohen didn't feel he had a great shot at making the roster. I think this is more so just him feeling that this wasn't the best thing for him to do moving forward, was to try and make this roster and play in the NFL. And what makes this, even more tough was obviously he was impressing. And even Robert Saleh said it. Here was Robert Saleh just the other day on Tarik Cohen.
He looks good, man. He's got his juice back. I'm excited to see him again with pads on. He's especially when we start scrimmaging against Washington and we get some preseason games in Carolina and the Giants. He's somebody I'm looking forward to watching.
So very unfortunate. Tarik Cohen's time with the Jets and in the NFL comes to an end. And again, wish him nothing but the best. And just another example of a really talented player kind of getting his career taken away from just multiple brutal injuries. Hasn't played in a game since week 3 of 2020. Now, on the flip side of this, this does have a little bit of an impact now on the way the Jets running back room looks, because you have your top three guys. Breece and Allen's your 1-2 punch. Your third back's Isaiah Davis, the rookie out of South Dakota State. Your fourth running back was the three-man battle I felt between Cohen, Valladay, and Izzy. Now, I thought Tarik Cohen, not only just the way he looked, like I mentioned, but also his special teams ability gave him an inside track. But I do think now, look, it's up to Izzy and Valladay. And I think this really opens up the door for Izzy probably to make the team. Personally, I really do think so. I think Izzy would probably make the team over Valladay, but now it's kind of a two-man competition for that final running back spot. And potentially we'll see if the Jets bring anybody else in, maybe as a punt returner or, something like that to fill what they maybe thought they were going to get in Cohen. So it'll be interesting, but just unfortunate, and obviously some breaking news that we had to discuss here on the podcast. So that'll do it. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below on Tarik Cohen retiring, and what are your thoughts now on that final running back spot and potentially some other special teams reps now being spread around, as Cohen, of course, was potentially going to be a special teams threat for this Jets team. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. We will be back with a lot more content coming your way. Jets do not practice today, but any other news that comes out throughout the day or any point, we'll have episodes up breaking it all down. Until next time, Jets, 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 Jets.